On your Fast Track to 7, we're following breaking news on a missing elderly man from Fargo who has dementia. Police are asking for your help tracking him down. We're looking for 88-year-old Alfred Von Bank, who has not been in contact with his family since 4 p.m. yesterday. Now, he was last seen in the 1600 block of 29th Avenue South.
They believe he's wearing a blaze orange coat and might be driving a gray 2006 Chevy Impala, North Dakota plates 764BJC. Now, take a look at your screen. There's a picture of him. He's about 5'7", 145 pounds with blue eyes and gray hair. Now, if you see him, you need to contact your local law enforcement right away. The roads are slick again this morning, making for that dicey commute for a lot of drivers today. Here we have a live look. This is South University and 13th. This is 13th going right through the middle of your screen there. And you can see a reflection on the road, a little slick out there.
Yeah, we know what that means. It is icy. Now, earlier this morning, we also spotted plow drivers and shovelers trying to clear away the ice and snow, but we're wondering, is there more in store? We're checking in with meteorologist Lisa Green to find out. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yeah, we are looking at snow down in the southern end of the valley that we've been tracking, but also the cold that's been moving in the wake of that second round. And we've got that wind chill advisory in effect here for today in the northern part of the valley, most of us along Highway 2 and north and out to the west. And that is in effect until noon. This is where we are seeing wind chills down to 40s below. It's even been lower than this. I've seen a 48 below wind chill in Langdon here during the valley today. So dangerous cold. A reminder, frostbite can happen in 10 minutes or less if you're not properly dressed, properly prepared for these kind of numbers. Here's a look at our temperatures. First of all, it's just cold without the wind. We've got temperatures down into the 20s to about 30 below. Langdon currently checking in at 29 below there. It's 27 below in Devil's Lake. So if you're along and north of Highway 2, you've got a very different degree of cold going on for you this morning. Southern Valley, it's a cold morning, not nearly as intense, but Fargo at 3 below right now, and we're hanging on above zero with the clouds and the snow still hanging on into the southeast into Lakes Country. So wind chills there aren't as terrible as what we're experiencing up to the north. It feels like 42 below right now in Hallock, 36 below in Grand Forks, and many of us in eastern North Dakota, as we see those skies clear and the wind continues, 22 below currently in Fargo for your wind chill. Here's a look at that snow. It's moving eastward, but watch out. There's still some flakes in the south and into Lakes Country southeast. There'll be, of course, some snow on the roads. We've had some reports of 3-4 inches of snow, fresh snow in some areas this morning in those areas. So you're going to run into that. And then if you find yourself into car trouble here, whether it is with the road conditions or maybe you're just your vehicle struggling in the cold, this is what you're going to be encountering today. It's going to be dangerous. So make sure you've got that survival kit. By noon, we are looking at temperatures that are going to be rising. You can't see the number anymore, but rising into that above zero range here for today in Fargo. And just a quick look at our temperature trend, because I want to show you we're starting way at the bottom here in the next 10 days, but we'll be working our way up. More details on that throughout the morning, and just think about that as you're out trying to stay warm this morning.
Absolutely. Looking ahead to that warm up, but brace yourself since you're getting ready to head out the door today. We want to take a closer look at your real-time driving conditions. We're heading over to the Interactive Center with Jordan.
Yeah, we got to watch out for those road conditions this morning. We saw that live look earlier at the Metro. You kind of saw that glow on the road of University and 13th Avenue. That means it's a little icy. Our DOT map showing that too. We got yellow for our Metro roads here this morning. That means partially ice covered. And as we go north of that on I-29 from Fargo to Grand Forks, actually clear, but then north of Grand Forks, we're talking about partially snow covered. That's the same in that Langdon area where we have those extreme wind chill temperatures. So be careful on the road. Not a day you want to hit the ditch. Around Devil's Lake, we're seasonal, but then taking a look at I-94, we kind of have some spotty snow there depending on where you are. But then south of the interstate for Richland, Ransom, Sargent, Dickey, Lemoore counties, we're talking either fully snow covered or partially snow covered there. So you got to be careful if that's where you are heading this morning. Taking a look over on Minnesota, we are seeing some more snow covered roads there as the morning has progressed and that system moves through. The roads have been getting worse in that area. Around Fergus Falls, we're talking about fully snow covered roads. And then as we head to the south of that as well in Traverse, Douglas, Pope counties as well, we're talking about some fully to partially snow covered roads. And if you need to head toward Brainerd today, we're talking snow covered roads there. There's also an accident, it looks like on Highway 10 near Motley. So be careful there this morning. We're going to keep you updated on this, but otherwise slow it down on the roads. Ashlyn?
All right, thank you for that closer look. New this morning, a North Dakota man seriously hurt and now facing DUI charges after a rollover in Steele County. The Highway Patrol says a 29-year-old man from Laverne entered a ditch near the town of Hope just before midnight and was then ejected as the pickup rolled. He's currently being treated in Fargo. There's no word yet on the cause of a kitchen fire that did $25,000 worth of damage in North Fargo. It happened yesterday afternoon in the 1400 block of 4th Avenue North. A woman got 4 kids out safely, then went back in to try putting the fire out before firefighters arrived. They found her in a room with thick smoke and flames over her head, all before safely removing her from the house. Residents were able to stay in the home after the fire was put out.
A security guard at a Fargo jewelry store is being honored for his response to an active shooter situation that happened outside of the store. Kim Sandvik was working at Gunderson's back on May 18th when he heard gunshots at a nearby business. He ran out and found the victim, started CPR, and then applied pressure to the chest where the wounds were until first responders arrived. Now that victim regained a pulse and was then taken to an emergency room. Yesterday, Sandvik, who is a former West Fargo firefighter, was awarded Fargo Citizen Citation for Distinguished Service. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is presenting his budget for the next biennium today before a joint session of the state legislature.
Now that starts at 10 a.m. It will be live streamed. You can view it for yourselves at governor.nd.gov. Minnesota has a huge budget surplus going into the 2023 legislative session. It's now estimated at $17.6 billion with a B. And it all obviously comes as a bit of a shock. It was announced yesterday. It's the biggest in state history.
Governor Tim Walz wants to use a part of it for a one-time income tax rebate for Minnesotans. However, you can count on a fight when lawmakers reconvene in January. You'll recall that they couldn't agree on what they wanted to do with the surplus that they had last year. However, now Democrats do control all chambers. Officials at North Dakota State University say an external evaluation into the culture of the cheer team will be conducted. This comes after a months-long Valley News Live investigation into complaints against former cheer coach Verona Winkler.
A group of cheerleaders at NDSU spoke out against Winkler, claiming physical, emotional, and verbal abuse. She resigned as the cheer coach on November 9th. NDSU officials say the evaluation will be done in January. 11 people now facing charges after Fridley, Minnesota police say they were caught trespassing inside the city's sewer system. Someone spotted people crawling into a manhole on Friday and called 911.
And now police say the suspects were planning to walk under a BNSF rail yard and toward Minneapolis waterworks there. Both are considered critical infrastructure. We are barely 4 months into the new school year, and officials say there have already been dozens of stop-arm violations across the Red River Valley on both sides of the river. Drivers are seeing impatient or distracted drivers blow by those school buses that are dropping off or picking up the kids.
In Wyndmere, North Dakota, bus stop arms were extended 6 feet in 2020, and school officials say that ended drivers ignoring those signs. But Moorhead school officials say that gadget wouldn't benefit their district.
We have not looked at installing them because we honestly haven't seen a need for it.
For now, the bus company is working on changing to brighter LED lights on all 130 of its bus stop arms.
Incredible alert to let you guys know right now before we head to our consumer alert. Von Bank, our missing 88-year-old man, has been found safely. I understand the video on your screen is not matching what I'm saying to you, but we just got the push notification from police. It's confirmed he has been found safe. Continuing our news this morning, in our consumer alert, it's going to cost you more to mail a letter next year. The price of Forever stamps increasing 3 cents from 60 to 63.
Now the price hike takes effect on January 22nd. The Postal Service says it is raising the price to keep up with inflation. A social media trend is being blamed for a shortage in diabetic drugs. The injectable medication, Ozempic, improves blood sugar and heart function, but it also suppresses appetite. And now celebrities and influencers are using it for weight loss.
It makes you feel full faster, and the weight loss results are fueling a frenzy. Doctors say some patients who are diabetic are having to wait 3 months to get their initial medications. Hawaii officials activating the National Guard with the Mauna Loa volcano eruption, sending lava toward a key highway. This is the first time in nearly 4 decades that the world's largest active volcano has erupted and continues to spew lava. And look at this, an old shipwreck dating back to the 1800s has been discovered buried in the sand on Daytona Beach, of all places. The incredible discovery was made when Tropical Storm Nicole roared ashore last month, washing away tons of sand off the beach, revealing that shipwreck underneath.
Archaeologists speculate that it was either carrying lumber, fruit, or manufactured goods. Now, they don't plan to dig it up, though, because they say it probably wouldn't survive that process. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on.